switch too.
Being a state trooper type, how's that different when you on your beat versus a local cop? As far as because y'all are mainly on the highway sector for the most part, right?
Exactly. So like the biggest way I always explain to people is like troopers are, for the most part, we don't have no jurisdiction.
Okay.
So I can stop anybody anywhere within the state of Washington and on the border of Oregon. So I can just, anywhere I'm at, if there's something going on, I can stop. I can do all that. Whereas like a city cop or beat cop, whatever, they have to stay within the confines of their block or whatever that is. So they have to. So if you work in Seattle and you have that beat, that's my beat. If something goes on there, I have to either get approval or it has to be bad enough to where like I'm like, oh, I have to respond to that because somebody's life's at risk. My biggest thing, like, and the reason why I did join was because growing up, I only saw, for the most part, like being successful when you grow up in the inner city. As you know, a kid of color, you see being successful as on TV is like either a professional athlete, rapper, entertainer, something like that. And then realizing that the football can only take you so long, and not everybody gets to go and play in the league, but I can change that narrative for a kid and be like, I can see myself being a cop.
Right.
Like, even with all the stuff that's happening, and one of the dopest things the kid said was like during practice one time, he came up, he's like, bro, I never thought like I would see a young bro as a cop. Like, I never thought I didn't think they would allow us to be cops. I had bad experience with the cops, like being pulled over, and the homies, we all got taken out the car, and been like, we were athletes in high school, so we didn't smoke or drink, we didn't do none of that, but yet they were trying to see if, oh, what are you guys hiding? And I'm like, dude, there's nothing in here. So I had a bad experience, so I know what the kids is, you know, when they're like, we had those bad experiences too. So it's like being able to change that and being able for them to be like, oh, that's a route I can go if for some reason my sports and stuff can't take me as far. I shocked like older black cops from other agencies. They'd be like, what? Wait. They're like, wait, we haven't seen you before. And like, they don't mean it like but they're just being serious in the sense that they haven't seen somebody, a young, but like I'm not military. I didn't do none of that or nothing. And they're like, wait, what? Like, you joined just like you just did it? Like, because they're even shocked in the sense of, because it just doesn't happen. Like, you don't normally see it on a daily. I mean, there's some of them out there. I've, kind of contact with some, but there's just not many of, young people of color that are young, black men that actually want to join because of the stigma, because of everything around it, when it's really not that bad in the sense of what you see, on television and stuff like that. But
so how long did all of it take, like, to be a trooper? Did you like start in a PD somewhere, or did you just go straight to?
Yeah, I went straight there. So you go through the hiring process, and my hiring process took like 3 months, I think, and then you get hired, but then you got to wait for the academy. And so I got hired August of 2016, and then the academy was I ended up getting in that academy class like barely because somebody like dropped out, so they had to fit me in. Mm-hmm. So the academy's like 6 months, and it's in Shelton, like just kind of out in the place of nowhere, and it's a stay-in academy, so you're there for 5 days. So
that's it. You go five and go home 5 and come home.
No, it's 5 and then you get the weekends off, but you got to report back that Monday. Okay. Yeah, so you Monday through Friday you're there, and you're pretty much just doing that, and then so the whole process before I got on the road took at least 8 months. Because 6 months at the academy, then you got a 2-month like FTO trip. And if you pass that, then you get kind of released onto the streets, I guess.
Is it the same way? Like, say you want to go to Seattle PD. Do you have to get it's a whole new process, or do
no? Because our training is longer. Like we do longer training as a trooper because you deal with everything instead of just like if I'm like with a city agency, they may focus on just domestic violence. That's what a lot of them do. So they, as long as they have that, then that's like the majority of their training. They may brush over some of the other ones. We do it all. So we go over domestic violence, drunk driving, collisions, traffic. We do it all, and that's why ours is longer. And like the driving is a little harder because we're driving on the highways and different things like that. So it'll be easier for me to go from the trooper down to like city cop, PD. Whereas if a PD wants to come to us, they have to go through our academy. So that's the main difference. And that's pretty much like all like countrywide. Normally, the highway patrol is viewed as the top in that when it comes to like, okay, the training they get and all that. They normally, because theirs is always longer compared to PD's normally like 4 months, and ours is like 6 months. Now it could be different for some. They may be some state, but I know for the most part, highway patrol is normally the most paid and the most. They have the most training.
Do you have a partner?
No.
The most troopers
Yeah,
ride by themselves?
Yep. Yeah.
Has it always been like that? They always
For the most part, because you have more area to cover, and if you have two in a car, that's one less car to be able to be on that end of the, like, our beats are so big compared to like a beat or anything that's like a PD would have to go through. So they can go two in a car because they'll probably be patrolling a smaller beat that doesn't need that many cars. But when you have a beat that's 15 miles, like north to south, and then you got 15 miles east, we wouldn't have enough cars to be able to patrol the area.
Two.
Yeah, so it's better to have one per car, then you get more done.
What kind of programs, community programs, do the state troopers have that you know of, or some of the ones that you might be involved in personally?
I have like my own from guys that we have growing up. We have our own programs, after school programs. I work I'm at my high school I went to. Guys that I grew up with in Seattle, where we play with the same Pop Warner teams and stuff like that. We have those are the programs that I'm involved in. As far as the patrol as a whole, they have, shop with the cop. They have different things like that.
For the last 2 months that we've been going to these different places and going into these cities, you see it in Austin because we're there, but you see it every place. It's like, wow. It's like they're not messing around. They're pushing us out. And that's not just us, it's us brown. If you can't afford it, they're getting you out of there. They don't care who you are.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to I have a financial advisor. I'm trying to get in real estate, and I wish I would have got into it before I built my house more, where I could be able to have properties and be able to create that financial freedom where I can keep a family or keep a group, like an area, and make it to where I can rent out spaces to them and stuff like that. But it's just so late. I'm getting my foot in now, and all the areas that I wanted to get involved, they're already taken over. Like
property value is already done.
Yeah, it's like I can't even get on that anymore. So now I'm just trying to find one little spot and try to make that, that work.
There it is. Catch.
That's money.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen in 24 years?
That's the rookie for the 1 year.
6 months. 6 months. You probably seen a lot. Yeah.
I see somebody eat a rat.
That's nasty. Alive? What is like one of your favorite quotes?
I conquered my biggest fear because my goal was on the other side of it. So just basically doing whatever you got to do, even if it's something that you don't want to do or a fear that you have. If your goal's on the other side of it, you got to get over it, do what you got to do to get what you want. So that's kind of one of my biggest things here lately.
Break it down. Hard work pays off. 1, 2, 3.
Hard work pays off.
Okay.